Assalamualaikum Doctor, I'm Nur Hidayah binti Abdullah and I'm going to present my part which is Introduction to Human Relations and Interactions. Draw attention to conflict as a very important factor in deciding whether positively or worsen the workplace.
Factors that be facing by the organization to help the employee to manage the conflict, which are cost, efficiency, effectiveness, and employee retentions. There are also two types of conflict, which are functional conflict and dysfunctional conflict.
Dr. My name is Jeffrey Sylvie. I shall be speaking today about the conflict and issue for understanding conflict management system and strategy in the workplace.
The first issue in this article is high levels of workplace conflict. This issue highlights the significance of working more over in teams and task groups, as well as the significance of success in networking, partnership, and crucial alliance. Then, I will look at organizational conflict. All organizational level and stem from a variety of procedural and people concerns. The reason of conflict range from the appearance such as a lack of resources, poor communication, competitiveness, power abuses, salary comparison, and unhappiness to less obvious, such as uncertain coverage line and unclear expectation, several behavior, regulation, and culture difference. I will have a light touch on inner organizational warfare. Employee poor identify worker-worker conflicts, worker-supervisor or manager conflicts, worker-consumer conflicts, and supervisor-consumer conflicts, because the maximum time owner kind of administrative certain disputes. That's all from me. Thank you.
A very good day to everyone. My name is Jennifer Jenny. Our title is Assessment of Case Settlement. How do they handle conflict? First point is leadership and culture. Example, let's say if the manager said in the interview that the company has a zero tolerance policy for any physical or emotional abuse among employees. This is how they handle conflict between leadership and culture. The second point is leaders raise concern about tension. Team building can interaction skills and engage in intensive training to deal with the problems to handle the conflict management in the workplace. Third point is flexible leaders and employee attitude is a way of handle conflict management. If a leaders who was emphasize cooperation and share responsibility through meditation, negotiation of facilities rather than the standard complaint reduce conflict management in their workplace. The last point is innovative and effective. A firm leadership planning approach was consistent across the business with a requirement for leaders for manage a team to progress a great average for handling the conflict management in the work.
Firstly, leadership and culture. Employees turn to their team leader for motivation, and this boosts their confidence when their boss recognizes their effort. President, CEO, and top levels manager comes to mind when people think of leaders. Only leaders are tough to lead, and the rest of us follow. Culture is also important to us when we work. Conflict between colleagues in company that come from a variety disciplinary culture create tension, resulting in strain or encourage communication and strained relationship. Culture is closely linked to conflict, even if it doesn't initiate it. Culture is always there when variety arises in a family, organization, or company or community, influencing perception, attitude, or outcome. Next is innovation and effective. In reality, Conflict is necessary for innovation since it multiplies the number of ideas that may be used to create something new. It raises discussion about challenges that must be handled in order for people to collaborate and innovate. However, not every conflict is bad. By concentrating on achievement of compromise, mutual respect, and deeper knowledge of what the other side is thinking, conflict may be turned into something positive. Next, leader raise concern about tension. People look to leader to become and deliberate in their decision and action. Leader who react to stressful event in highly emotional way can add to people's stress and anxiety. Leader can start by slowing down, taking stock of their stress and understand what is causing an emotional reaction. Even when facing the demand of high-profile crises, leader must take break to rest and refocus. Lastly, flexible leaders and employee attitude. Flexible leaders are those who can modify their style and approach to leadership and respond to uncertain or unpredictable circumstances. In addition, flexible leaders can adapt to change as they come. You can adapt to understand unexpected demand in the workplace. When you work with your employee to create a flexible benefit program, they will feel listened and to value, offering the benefit that they really want to allow you to show that you appreciate and value their work.
Good morning, Doctor and all my friends. I am Ji Yang, and now I would like to provide some evidence for the solution used. First, the Learning Center Conflict Management Practice can focus on negotiation skill training to increase the effectiveness of the communication. Negotiation skill able to count the emotion of both conflict parties, find out the root of the problem, and reach a compromise to kill a resolution when occurring the conflict. For the salary negotiation, I think both conflict parties should determine their partner to understand what is the reservation point and bargaining chips which able to achieve a win-win situation during the negotiation. The last one is the leadership planning approach. Company may set up a peer negotiation progress to make it simple for employees to properly recognize one another to enhance the teamwork in the workplace.
Next is important knowledge that I learned through the study of the case. It is divided to two parts. First is advantages of a conflict and second is disadvantages of conflict. In the first part, advantages of conflict. By solving the conflict, the individual will gain confidence in life and works. Meanwhile, by solving the conflict, it will strengthen the commitment and group loyalty. Next, the advantages of conflict is given a workers inventive discovery and fresh ideas in handling the new issues. Meanwhile, for the disadvantage of conflicts, first is conflict in workplace causing rage and avoidance and a sense of personal inadequacy. Besides that, a conflict causing individual disrupted work routine. And because of this, it will influence significant loss of credibility in workplace.